Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you might be across this beautiful blue-green globe of ours. Not a flat earth, not a disc, a globe. Welcome to Real News Live. This is a Deep Thought Thursday. I'm your host, Mike Barrett in Seattle, Washington. That lady down there with the lustrous hair is Jennifer Falah-Doring in Hayden, Idaho. Jen, a special Deep Thought Thursday. You're here for once. How's it going?
Oh, good. I got all kinds of deep thoughts.
All kinds of deep thoughts. Yes, Jen is definitely the root source of most deep thoughts on this show. So, okay, not a whole lot going on right now. Phil canceled his live yesterday because of internet outages. I'm just curious if you think these internet outages have anything to do with maybe the transition to the new internet, or was there some reason, or was it just glitches, or is this a sign of
It
things?
has something to do with something like that. It's, it is some kind of transition and glitches within that transition and things like that. But, it's interesting that most of it's happening over on the eastern side of the United States.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is
Isn't it?
fascinating. Where you would expect a lot more action over there. So, I think that we've got a lot of interesting stuff maybe that's just ready to go. I mean, I know the financial reset stuff is literally just on the brink of happening, and it just keeps not happening. And we keep wondering, well, how much longer can this go on? How many people can be waiting around in Reno or Miami or wherever they might be doing their exchanges to pick this stuff up? I mean, they're not going to sit around another week. And they've done this to us before. Oh, Christmas is going to be great. It hasn't happened. So we're hoping that this time it's going to be different. So, all right. A couple things I wanted to ask you about straight away, which one of them was yesterday. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. But, I like how they say Biden administration releases. These were documents that Trump had set aside to be released at this time. Biden had nothing to do with it. But, of course, let's give the Biden administration credit for being open. But these were documents, 1,500 documents about the Kennedy assassination that were released yesterday to the National Archives that had been withheld at the request of the intelligence community. Quite frankly, going through them, I haven't seen much of anything as to why any of these documents were withheld. I don't think there's anything really in them so far. And I've done a search, and there's nothing on J.D. Tippett, who is my primary guy that I'm the most interested in, having to do with the Kennedy assassination. It's, of course, a picture of the president just moments before he was fatally shot in Dallas. So I want to ask you, is there anything in these documents that will, first of all, let's ask this question. Is there anything in these documents that will be surprising, stunning, earth-shattering?
I don't think earth-shattering. There may be a few things in there. He's basically saying not really, nothing that you haven't heard before.
Really. Nothing that you haven't heard before. Okay, so then
not from different sources, like people saying, I think this happened, I think that happened. So nothing would be like terribly surprising as far as I'm concerned. But I'm a little off lately. I got a couple things wrong yesterday. I don't like that. But
no.
but
what you do is an imperfect science, so that happens.
Yeah, it's not always exact. So what I'm hearing is not really a lot that you haven't heard before.
Okay, so let's ask this question, which is more directly to do with me personally. Is there anything in these 1,500 documents that would reinforce my theory about the Kennedy assassination, and I should go looking for them? Or is it just stuff I already know?
Information about the knoll, the grassy knoll.
Information about my theory.
That's what he said.
The grassy knoll. So there is some stuff in there?
Yeah.
Okay. I will go dig. I will look. I will do a search for grassy knoll and see if I can get anything out of it. Okay. So that's good. Information about the grass. I thought you were asking me about the grassy knoll.
No, he said information about the grassy knoll.
Cool. Interesting. I wonder. I wonder what that could be. It could be very interesting. Okay. Bob Berg got his ivermectin. It works great. That's good. Remember to follow the instructions on weight. It's done by weight. So you have to know how much you weigh and how much you should be taking for that weight. That's very important stuff. Okay, Jen, a few other things popped up yesterday that I thought were a little bit interesting in the context of the things that we are talking about. And they were on your Telegram page, actually. And I wanted to bring them up. A follower, Samantha Morlette, said, "Hey girl, I'm not sure if my mortgage company is having issues, but I thought I would share with you to see if anything else has had the same thing. Anyone else has had the same thing happening. I got on to make my house payment, and this is what comes up. And if you look at it, it says your loan is paid off, cannot make payment. Is this a glitch with the website? Is it a mistake, or is it actually the start of something new like Nicera?"
Well, the only thing that bothers me with that is that there is a payment due amount, and so I think that either that or she has. I don't know. I got all excited when I saw that too. So I was like,
right,
yay! I wouldn't get your hopes up too quickly with that. But I do feel that one day we're going to start seeing a lot of those things happen. People like showing like, okay, my credit card's down to zero, my house is down to zero, things like that. I always did see that would start trickling in, and you would start to see that. This one I don't feel confident about.
Okay. I just thought since you brought it up, we would, that is the kind of thing that would be happening if this stuff goes. So let me ask you, when Nicera kicks in, then what's going to happen is that, like, I think we've talked about people have said Social Security, for instance, whatever you're getting is going to triple. Is that correct? Do we think that's what's going to happen when it all kicks in?
Well, I don't know that it's going to be a standard across the line. Everybody's money triples. What I have seen from personal readings with other people, and more, quite a few, is that they're asking us, my finances, when I did the yearly forecasts readings, will my finances be better? And they're on a fixed income. And I'm like, several of them, their amounts that I quoted them, I told them that I see, that was triple of what they now get.
Okay, so that's what you kind of got in the readings you got. Okay,
right.
Sounds good.
So I think it'll depend. It's not like everybody's going to get a flat rate $5,000 or something like that. It's that somebody went from 1,200 to 36.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see what happens with that. Okay. One last thing. You did say about the La Palma volcano in the Canary Islands that it isn't going to erupt massively and it's not going to slide off into the ocean and cause a tidal wave. Well, again, as you shared yesterday on your own Telegram, it's pretty much dead. The volcano has burned itself out. There's a lot of ash and smoldering stuff there, but as you can see from the video, there's no lava flows anymore. It's gone quiet. This whole thing about how it's going to fall off into the ocean appears to not be happening. So I just wondered.
Well, what I actually saw was that this volcano, yes, there were big cracks that are of concern, but the lava was going to come out of those volcanoes. Some parts go into the ocean, but it's going to basically cool off and eventually seal up those cracks. And then I didn't see this massive catastrophic wave coming towards the U.S.
Well, it would appear, based on the evidence, that you were right about that, and we don't have a La Palma volcano going crazy. So
good.
We shall
see.
We
don't want a giant big. That's good news.
Okay, so I want to remind everybody yesterday's show, Jen said she was told, and we want to double check this, that she was told that Biden had already been removed or resigned or whatever on Wednesday, or no, today's Thursday, so it was Tuesday. So the day before it had happened, before the announcement date of the 17th, which is tomorrow, and we were curious whether Phil would have any Phil tell on his show. That,
right, but just remember, Jen had an off day yesterday. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
No.
Well, okay. So, I mean, what do you think? What do you think now? We want to revisit that he's already removed. from office.
Every time you ask me, I see certain paperwork. So there's something that was signed on paperwork that basically removes him. Yeah, so it's not that I see him being dragged out in cuffs. They might just float him around until they're ready for him to go away. Just so that, there's something about on a world stage not letting them know that we don't have
a president, right?
A full president, that they can attack us, and that would be bad, and that would sabotage everything, because then we're going to have military conflict. So what I saw is that something was signed, something was put into action that removes him, so he no longer has his executive power. And I just blurted it out. Watch Phil, because I just feel like he's probably either gonna get or has gotten a little hint about something like that, and that probably on his next live he may have something to say about that.
Yeah, and it was scheduled for last night, but he had to cancel it because of all the internet outages going on all over the East Coast.
Yeah,
which,
well, I think if that happened, he would know. I think that's something they would leak to them.
It has something to do with the changeover of the internet, the changeover of the financial system. I believe it's all firmly connected, and we are in the midst of something here. So we'll see. Phil's going to do his live tonight. I think it's 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. So that's when it's going to happen. So we'll be watching, relatively closely to see just how much Philtel confirms, as he's done.
I look forward to him, because I'm like,
it seems like every time he opens his mouth, he confirms something that you predicted.
I know, and it's like he's so excited. I'm like, just say it. Because I love it, because I'm getting my intel, just little me, Mom Jen over here, from the Angels, and he's over there with these real contacts inside the movement. And when he comes out with something, I just get so excited. I'm like, oh my God, that's so awesome. So I can't wait.
Right. What the Angels told me is true.
I know.
Absolutely true.
Yeah.
And it has been pretty consistently. Okay. So, guys, again, there's a million things we could talk about in the news: vaccine mandates, more professional athletes dying. I did want to say Sergio Aguero, one of my favorite players of all time, the best goal scorer in Premier League history from my perspective. Fantastic player, played for my team, Manchester City, for 10 years. Scored the most famous goal. Let me see. Let me just show you this. It's probably the most famous goal ever scored in Premier League history, which won the championship. Just to set this up, in 2012, after 48 years in the wilderness, Manchester City was playing the last game of the year, and they were tied with their arch rivals, Manchester United. Now, Manchester United had scored, I don't know, probably won the Premier League championship, 8 or 10 times over the last 20 years. And Manchester City had won nothing. It had been 48 years since Manchester City had won the championship. And then Sergio Aguero scored this goal. They were actually losing to Crystal Palace. They needed to win the game to clinch the championship. They were in what's called extra time, which is when players get injured and substitutes are made. Players, they play a little bit of extra time. They played 5 minutes of extra time. They were down 2-1. Edin Dzeko scored a goal to even it at 2-2, and literally on the last play of the game, with 4 minutes 35 seconds having gone by, this happened, and it's probably this goal that made the Premier League a big deal in the United States, because it's one of the most famous moments that you will ever see. And I just want to play it for you real quick, because it was pretty freaking spectacular. I was in a hotel room in New York auditioning for Uncovering Aliens, watching this on TV. Let's watch it. So
takes his shirt off.
So literally, so much effort and brilliant goal, and he took his shirt off. That's when the whole taking your shirt off thing started. And 2012. It was it's the most famous goal in Premier League history, and now this guy who was only 33 years old and could still play, 4 or 5 days before, did a big promotional thing for get vaccinated, get your booster shot. Got his 3rd booster shot. He had left Manchester City this season to go to Barcelona. For a variety, because he was 33 and he wasn't quite the player that he was, but he was still capable of playing another 5-6 years. And his heart started to go bad on the field, and he's now retired because he took the vaccine. And so these things are issues to me. These are things worth talking about. But, it's just the time has come, and this stuff's got to stop. And I just keep wondering, Jen, when is this going to get flipped? Because what we need a president like Trump to come in and say this is all bullshit. The vaccines are stopped. They're dangerous. We're taking them all off the market. You don't have to take them, and do something forceful. And how many more careers and lives are going to be ruined? We just had Demaryius Thomas, a 33-year-old receiver for the Broncos, died of a blood clot in his shower after having taken the 3rd vax. So,
like I said a while ago, that these vaccines, there are bad ones out there still, but they are slowly being switched out. So you start out with the good ones, right? Then he left, and then they started feeding in all the bad ones. Mm-hmm. And then they started saying, well, these lot numbers are rancid, or these lot numbers you have to return to us and we'll give you the other ones, right? So now they're doing that in reverse. They're putting the things in that are okay. So we're in the process of them doing that. So they're not just letting people die from these things. I really see February, mandates and with employers, and I really just see a big bust with this in February for the whole thing. It's falling apart now, but I really think there will be some big time information that possibly comes out. And I think that they're going to offer up the information when they have some kind of therapeutic to help with this.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're not just going to come out and say, oh, hey, guess what? The government knowingly put this out there and knew that it was going to kill people and give you blood clots and all that stuff. And we paid for it. They're going to come out and say, well, there's, problems with this. There's been enough adverse reactions. We're pulling this off, and we've replaced it with that, and here's a therapeutic that can help you. Any of those that have had adverse reaction, dissolve the whatever, and so that it just really feels like February. As we move forward, we're going to hear more and more, and it's going to start the mandates and things. They really can't enforce these mandates. Employers are going to start getting sued en masse, and it is falling apart right now.
Again, Amy Coney Barrett and Gorsuch just stabbed the American people in the back and said that New York can enforce their mandates on people regardless of religious exemptions. So, again, when are these people going to hang? I'm ready for them to hang now. So it does continue.
I can't get a read on that woman. I need to do a meditation or something. It's just I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like a lot of people, I'm frustrated and tired of it, and it's gone on long enough, and it just should stop right now. They should just pull all these vaccines off the market and say they're not safe. If you feel sick, here's ivermectin, here's hydroxychloroquine, here's zinc, here's azithromycin, take those. You'll be fine. That's what they should be doing. Should have been doing it years ago, a year ago. Never should have done this. It's just awful. So wish it would stop. All right. 273 folks in the live stream right now. Don't forget, if you would like to send me some love. And by the way, thank you, Lanny, and thank you, Mary, very much for the love. You can send it to paypal.me/Mike Barra. and at Venmo at Mike-Barrett. Either way, I would appreciate it. It comes out to my end. It's great for me. I appreciate it very much. Keeps the doors open, keeps the show going, keeps us buying new equipment. Jen, you're squinting. Are you unhappy with something?
I'm trying to read the chat. Somebody's.
What?
I'm paying attention. What?
Then after we're done here, you can follow us on, a lot of you guys put in on Mike Barrett 2 and Mike Barrett 3 on YouTube. Those could go away. We're also available on DLive. We're also available on Twitch. We're also available on Rumble. And the way to get to those is to go to mikebarrett.blogspot.com and watch the show, the live stream right there on Rumble. There's Deep Thought Thursday, or you can go directly to the Rumble site. Just click on Rumble, go to Real News Live, do a quick search on this. Let's go to Real News Live, do a search, and bang, there comes our channel, Real News Live, with our 1,202 subscribers. We need to get that number up. Definitely go get yourself a Rumble account. Sign up for Real News Live as a subscriber. Let's get our subscriber list up. And the videos will be here available about 25-30 minutes after the show ends. You should be able to pick them up either directly on Rumble or through mikebarrett.blogspot.com. Now, if you would like to send some love to Jennifer Falah during, the way to do that is to go to jenniferfalah.com. And Jen, why don't you tell us quickly what's going on over at jenniferfalah.com?
Okay. The gift cards right now, everybody's just loving them. It is a great deal. Even for yourself later on in the year, if you're somebody who comes and gets a reading once a month or something, you could stock up on these. They do not expire until it's been used. Each gift card will have a specific number, so you can only use it once. The 30-minute readings, $20 off the regular price, and you will receive that within 24 hours. It is a picture. And anywhere you can send a picture, where you got a friend online, you got people that you text message, family, you can send them that, and then you're done. Because they email me, I schedule it with them, you're done. Also, same deal with the healing and energy cleanse. Most people go their whole life without getting an energy cleanse. An energy cleanse, the body tends to accumulate negative energy in it, and it kind of looks like, psychically, like this brown sludge. Anyway, it can start affecting your health, it can affect your attitude, it can, lead to all kinds of things. And once you have one, you just feel kind of like clean and crisp. So, and, take it to God for the healing. And so there's that gift card there. And actually, it is 2 services for the price of 1. And that's very easy. Once you purchase that, I will send the card to your PayPal email. Once again, I think it was Mary who sent me some love today. Thank you, Mary. There's the love button. I put that up there not to ask for money, but because a lot of times I run over on the readings and people, say, where can I send a tip? Where can I, and you can do it there. We also have our psychic development classes still up. We will be doing our 3rd in sometime in January. When I get that set up, probably after the holidays, I'll put that up there. But right now, these are recorded, and you can purchase them right now and listen to them as many times as you like. Purchase the first one and the second one. Get all prepared for the 3rd.
There we go.
Right.
And if you want to get a hold of Jen, send her a message under the contact me at the bottom of her website. Right?
Right. And for this season, I'm reminding people that there is a tab there if you go to more for the my Exploration of the Levels of Heaven series through interdimensional meditation. That is something I did a while ago, a long time ago, and I've redone over the years when I've gone back to get more information. I'm going to redo this series sometime soon and go back to each level again. But during the holiday season, if you've lost somebody, this is really something. It's absolutely free. There, you can listen to them right now. But it's really, it brings people a lot of hope, and it helps them understand. And so it's healing. So that's very available right there.
Right. Very comforting stuff. Okay. Also, please do not forget to patronize our wonderful sponsors, the ungovernedtshirtcompany.com, ungovernedtees.com, where you can get all kinds of cool patriotic gear. For instance, as a matter of fact, you can get stuff. Okay, shop all. I hit shop all. Let's go. Let's show it to you. There we are. We can get baseball caps. We can get t-shirts. You can get stickers. You can get beanies. You can get Child Lives Matter shirts. You can get mugs. The Ungoverned T-shirt Company mugs. The Fake News Creates Fear t-shirts. You can get the socks. You can get the patches. The Obama Trader t-shirt. You can get the Barking Dog. You can get the Dumbest Fuck 2020 shirt. And you can get my personal favorites, the long sleeve tee and crew neck sweatshirt in either MAGA or Obamagate, either black or beige. Either way, they are both super cool along with everything else. The ungovernedtshirtcompany.com, ungovernedtees.com, true patriot gear for true patriots. Let's get them a great Christmas too. All right. Jen, what do you say that we go out and talk to the peeps? See what everybody wants to talk about in the chat today. How's that sound?
Okay.
All right. Nancy Burks is here. Hi, Nancy. Mary Ferranti. Mary, thank you very much. Everybody's feeling good. I'm feeling better than I was a few hours ago. Michael Rowland. Hi, how you doing? Today is a good day for an RV. I wouldn't count on it today, Tice, but you never know. Isn't that from the Thunderbirds puppet TV show? It is. It is the Real News Live crew as the Thunderbirds. Absolutely. Joe Kelly is here. Jennifer Gadbaugh is here. Christine Packer. Hi, Christine. Aaron forgot you were going to be on the show tonight, Jen. Well, here you are.
Here I am.
Sandy Thompson says good morning. Big Dave's Peanut 9 says hello. Nancy also missed you being here on Thursday. Kathleen Alba Perez says, we make your day. Well, we try. We do our best.
Thank you.
Blessed to have Jen here today. Okay, kind of a question. That's really bad weather everywhere. It is sometime transition. Okay, don't understand what that means, Jody. Not following. Christian Hellwig says, my thoughts are deep. Oops, not that kind of thought. Not that kind of thought. Deep, different kind of thought. Thoughts are so deep it will take Biden 5 hours to achieve a clean wipe. Yeah. Did you see Biden, the actor playing Joe Biden in Kentucky yesterday, feeling up little kids again? It's so nauseating. It's just absolutely disgusting.
I don't watch him.
I think Phil is waiting for some additional good news as well. Could be, but he did have legitimate internet glitches yesterday on the East Coast.
I feel like he's got something.
Okay.
I can't wait for it. I feel like he's got something.
You were told, Phil, watch Phil, right?
Well, I was just like, that was just like an impulse, but it was a good one. Like when you guys were asking me questions, like watch Phil. And as we know, sometimes when I come out with this stuff, a couple days later, he'll do a live and say pretty much the same thing.
Thoughts on Melania Trump selling NFTs on the Solana blockchain and accepting the Solana coin? I didn't really know about that. Is she doing that?
No. I mean, I would be surprised she did. I don't really think that's legitimate.
Diana Leyland is here.
I would be leery of anybody who's using her name to sell anything. A woman doesn't need to sell anything. That's really Trump's job and their staff to fundraising and things like that. Unless it's like some pet project of hers, I don't think that she would be doing that.
Marcus Toledo wants to know, Jen, will I escape having to take the jab?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, in about 3 weeks, you're gonna have this is all going. It's gonna let up for you, so you're gonna have your answer on that.
Okay. Phil has a Tesla car. I don't care how much money I ever have. I'm never owning a shitty fucking electric car. Okay, it's just like there's no way. First of all, Teslas look like Nissan Altimas, most of them. They're not exceptionally good looking in any way, and electric cars are a joke. I mean, I have some friends that work at Tesla. They're like, "Oh, I'll race you anytime." I'm like, "Yeah, I'd be glad to race you. New York to LA. Let's race New York to LA. You got to drive the same car the whole time." Yeah, I'm going to drive 8 hours, stop, charge for 8 hours, stop. I mean, electric cars are a joke. Yes, Mary, we did see Brandon molesting the little kids in Kentucky yesterday.
Yeah, some people really love it. Some people just love little cars. Like some guys love like fancy little cars, and then some guys like big trucks. And like with me, I'm about as much. How much storage do I have in this thing, right? And can I make it up the side of that mountain right there in the snow? That's what I'm talking about. Is it pretty? Yeah. That's what I want to know. And I don't want to get stuck behind a semi. It's all mom stuff over here. So I've got a Sequoia. So it's like, it's the first time I bought something that wasn't, that was.
Well, the other thing too is I don't think they're very safe because they're basically silent, and if you can't hear a car coming, that's a big factor in not stepping out in front of a car.
That's what I think of. How much car do I have around me here? How many airbags are there? So I don't know about the
cryptocurrency is accepted by the Galactic Federation of Light. Really? Is it Litecoin perhaps that they're accepting? Okay. Andrea says you're not getting anything wrong.
Thank you.
Stephanie Lynn Jackson here. Hello, Stephanie. How are you? I haven't seen you in a while. Well, I mean, I did see that. Did see you recently. Will property taxes stop?
Let me see. I don't know, because that's state. Isn't that state? So what I'm getting is like in some states, yes. So I think we'll still have state rules.
Mm-hmm.
And then federal rules. So that's not a
property tax should be illegal, because when you buy a piece of property with a gold-backed currency or gold or silver, you're supposed to have what's called a loyal title to that property, which means no one can take it away from you and no one can tax you off of it. That's what needs to happen for the new future of the economic system. And
I'm not really getting a solid answer on that. I feel he said in some states, yes.
Yeah, your property. So, well, no, I'm sure it's still going to happen, but your property is supposed to be sovereign, and no one should be able to take it away from you. Your mortgage is gratis. Paul Martins, does Smessaert provide for rent rebates? I don't think so, because a rent is an agreement between you and a landlord.
I don't think there's anything illegal about rent.
No. Jen, how will Smessaert handle us financially responsible folks who don't run balances on credit cards and paid off mortgages? Well, it doesn't apply to that. So everything that you if you paid off your mortgage, you'll get paid back on that mortgage because it was all a fraud and illegal. So you'll get money back on that. As Jody Gordon says, any interest will be paid back. Chris Stacy got his IV today. Good for you. Did anyone watch the Nancy Drew video? All the security shut everything down. Then you see a mariachi band coming out. Yeah, that was a few days ago. I don't really know what's that's got to do with anything. But the mariachi band was a little weird.
I didn't see it.
Nancy Drew Facebook comments on her post said the storm is upon us. Well, I'm ready for the storm, so I am ready. When Nancy Pelosi gave her speech yesterday, I think it was, she looked awfully happy, like she knew something was coming, or was that just the alcohol? Good question.
I didn't see that either. I don't watch any of that. I should. It just pisses me off. To watch these people, it just upsets my whole day. And I'm trying I'm trying not to do that. What's her deal? I do know that she, like I said before, that she's playing ball with both sides, basically. Well, they got to her, they picked her up, and they said, okay, well, this is what, we're not just going to, arrest you and take you out. You're going to work for us, okay? This is what we want you to do. We want you to play along with your side, but we want you to do certain things, and you're going to tell us all this information. And then I think she made some kind of deal. So I don't know why she was happy yesterday. Basically, she's still playing the part. She's putting on a happy face.
Putting on a happy face. Okay. Okay, interesting question. Jennifer Ann Rice, the author, died Saturday from a stroke. She reported in March She took the jab. Was her stroke a result of the vax?
Well, she had underlying conditions that
Yeah, she was
that,
80.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it made it worse. So it's quick in the process.
I've heard there's more than 200 sports guys that have either died or can never play. It's actually more like 300 athletes. But no, some NBA players, that's been ignored, or the people get ridiculed and attacked by the sports media. Again, until an NFL player who is fully vaccinated and says so drops dead on the field, you're not going to have a backlash on this with the sports media.
Well, they should. I mean, it doesn't make any damn sense.
No, I saw that Trump and Candace Owens have an upcoming interview. She was asking him about vax, and preview should be a good one. Yeah, absolutely. Can you ask the angels if Joe Biden assassinated JFK? He didn't.
You've already asked me this.
Junior? You mean Junior? You mean JFK Jr.?
Joe Biden is not one that does the footwork. Okay?
Yeah.
They would have other peon people to do that so that they can go down, should they want them to, instead of them. So I don't think that he was necessarily involved in that, but I think the group that he has been involved in for a long time was involved with that, but not directly.
I thought that Amy Comey was supposed to be one of the good ones. Nope. She's been a traitor like all the rest of them. Was she threatened is a good question. Jen, do we know?
I don't know. I told you I can't get, because I was fooled in the beginning too. I'm like, oh, she got all these kids. She seems okay, but there's something about her. I don't think she's necessarily a Satanist. But she is somehow connected to the families, the clans. She said clans. Does that make sense? Clans?
I guess.
I don't know. I'd have to meditate on that because I'm just like, I've had trouble getting a read on her. I always thought that Kavanaugh was good. I mean, from the very beginning I did. But I really think he's being controlled. I think they're all being controlled in there.
Which is not good news if you believe in the White Hat scenario, because they should not be in control. Jen, my daughter Carmen works for a big banking company. In January, her insurance will go up to $2,800 a year for not getting the jab. Do you see her being protected and not having to get that nasty thing? Sandy Thompson asks if Carmen is going to get penalized.
If it does go up, it'll be short-lived. I don't think she's going to have to get it, but I think that they're just trying to penalize people, the insurance companies.
Well, it's an excuse for them to raise their rates, and
trying to make money for no reason.
Are all libtards, run by libtards. So
I think it may go up, but I don't think it's going to stick for very long.
Deep thought: are the flat earthers going to release the White Walkers when they finally get to the other side of the ice wall? Jen? Are the White Walkers going to be released when they get to the other side of the ice wall?
What the hell's a white? I haven't watched all the stuff. Okay,
you didn't watch Game of Thrones.
This is no.
There was an ice wall in Game of Thrones.
No,
and beyond
you know why I didn't watch Game of Thrones? Because as soon as that chick started having sex with her brother, I was out. And then
it has
and
dragons.
then some 10-year-old kid was breastfeeding on his mother or something, and I'm like, all right, that's it. I can't watch.
It has dragons and boobies and violence and gore and surprises. It's a great show.
Right, and the negative, evil energy coming off that show was just horrendous. I just couldn't even sit there. It was just so irritating. Anyway.
So Moderna and Pfizer have said they have a pill coming out. High-priced ivermectin, probably, with other crap in it. Yeah, is it based on ivermectin, just out of curiosity, or something like that?
Is that the cure? I don't think there's ivermectin in it. Initial reaction is it's just more of the same crap.
Okay, and what's going on in the Ghislaine Maxwell trial? Is it still going? Again, since they took down some of the accounts on Twitter, they take down any account that reports on it. We're not hearing a thing about it. So, no, Wanda, we addressed this yesterday. Amy Coney Barrett is not Joe Biden's daughter. That is not true. We determined that is not correct. Thanks, guys, for all you do. You're awesome. We appreciate that. We should have 1 million subscribers. I agree, but we don't. James Fruit says...
God, you'd be like 5 months out to get a reading.
It would be hard, yeah. I haven't taken any allergy medicine since I took the recommended dose, and my stomach is a lot better. Good for you. Good for you, James.
It's something I was just reminded of. Remember? Back at the beginning of 2020, I believe it was. You and Mike were asking me questions. I wasn't on the show yet. And I was an anonymous source, and you didn't even give me a cool code name or anything. Anyway, so I told you that when they shut down the bridge at the ports in Seattle, you were asking me why, and what I saw were these big, I know like the visions are not exact, but what I saw was this big truck and with pallets on it covered up, and it had an enormous amount of this white powder, substance in there. And then I got, which sounded totally random and weird because I didn't know anything about anything at that time, not even the Q stuff. I was like, and they're going to be putting it in airplanes and they're going to be spraying it into the air. I'm wondering if that makes sense now because I was just reminded about it. I just saw that again. Just keep your eyes open for anything about that.
Hi, Jen. My dog Turbo had a mass removed that the vet said was a mast cell. The lab lost it, so I will never know what it was. Was it benign or was it more serious?
Turbo, that's an awesome name. That's like when someone names their Cocker Spaniel Fang. I love that. Anyway, let's see, Turbo. It did look honeycomb in it. It looked like a honeycomb kind of thing, almost like a cyst, like multiple cyst kind of deal. There are pockets in there. I don't necessarily think it was cancerous, but I do think it was. There's a reason why he might get another one. There's a reason why he's developing these things.
Quit asking for money. How about you just fuck all the way off instead? We do 1 station break per show here. We deserve to get paid for what we do. People are very generous with us. So, Kevin Thurston, why don't you just fuck all the way off? And you're blocked. So, in the neck, by the way. Fuck all the way off.
In the neck. That's terrible. Anyway.
Okay. Hi, Jennifer. Please ask Archangel Gabriel what the huge fences around the U.S. Capitol mean. Is it a white hat or black hat? Very weird. We do talk about this almost every show. But
God, I don't know.
We don't know.
Well, it's like you give me like 3 seconds. But I think I need to go into meditation. Then I forget when I get off of here. Let me write it down. We'll go into meditation. And we're going to ask about... What are we asking about? Okay, we're asking about the fence around the Capitol.
About the fences around the Capitol.
What I need to do is do like a remote session, go in there, and see what's going on.
See what's going on. But then we won't get in until Monday, and the whole thing might be over by Monday.
Well, then you have something to look forward to.
Well, yeah.
So, I'll send you my notes, okay? And then so if you'll know that I had it before it happened.
That's right.
What else were we talking about earlier that I was going to look at? Oh, Amy Coney Barrett.
Yeah. Timothy Hamlin is here. Hi. Laura Mills is here. Monika Petroczy is here. UFO Hunters is here in upstate New York. Sounds like anything the Federal Reserve took from you, you will get back credit card interest. When you rent, you aren't paying interest to the owner. The owner is, yeah, it's correct.
Well, renting is an exchange. You're buying time in his property. So, in exchange for staying here, you pay me this amount of money. I, in turn, go and pay the bill on the property or whatever. So I don't think that that's illegal. It's an agreement between the two of you.
Yeah. Maria Pinto, Jen, do you think my husband should accept the job in West Virginia or join up with Jonathan here in Illinois? Good question.
I really don't see him leaving the area. I'm not going to make the decision for him, but it just is going to West Virginia doesn't seem like it's going to happen.
Anything new on the announcement tomorrow? No, it's still tomorrow.
No, people either throw flowers at me or daggers tomorrow, so I'm just going to stand up there and take it. So either way, here we go. Hopefully Phil will come out and redeem me. Tell me something.
Apparently, Melania is selling NFTs. Well, of course, if it's on Bloomberg. James Foster wants to know, when will my wife, Misty, have her gallbladder removed? Something you should be able to do fairly quickly. I had mine removed. Thank you. You both are awesome.
It's going to be the summertime. There's a reason for that. I think there's something about her health, and there's also a delay, like a waiting list. I want to say it looks like the end of June. It looked about around that time.
Jen, will I be able to retire February 28th? Thanks, Gloria.
Yeah, you've got it all set up. It's all set up, ready to go. There's no reason, unless you decided all of a sudden I'm not going to do this, I'm not ready. Yeah, it looks good.
Wow, Kenneth B. Jen, will my poor dying friend Jeff Allen, will he see Trump's return before he passes? I don't know.
Oh, that's
a very difficult question.
That would be me. I'm not going to answer that. That would be me trying to figure out when somebody's going to die.
Yeah. Not gonna. Yeah, so I shouldn't have brought that one up. Ernest Rutland, want to take a good cussing? Ask a preppy 38-year-old who just gets out of his test lift. That's the new Hyundai. Awesome.
That's not okay.
Awesome. Chance 99. Mark is my name. Lost my job because of the mandate. Will I get a new job soon? What type of job?
I'm talking to Gabriel over here. About 4 weeks.
Okay.
It has something to do with technical and it has something to do with clerical. So you look in those areas. So technical paperwork, I don't know, something like that.
Right. My daughter Angela's going with her husband and son to Nashville for a long weekend. Will they have safe travels?
Everything will be fine.
Cool. Dr. Mark Pinto, Dr. Chiropractic, FIAMA. Hi, Mike and Jen from Mark and Maria. We have been watching since March of 2020. Good for you. Mike, I bought the book, The Choice, for my wife as a gift. I'm reading it. Buy the book, everyone. I agree. Buy the book for Christmas. Get Mike some royalties for Christmas. That's awesome.
Now, I have the book. I have the book, but I have not read it. And the only reason I don't read his book, and a lot of people are like, well, why haven't you researched this? Why haven't you researched that? Why haven't you watched this, that? Because I like to go in when people ask me questions or for these meditations, not knowing much. Because if I go and watch a documentary, if I go and read somebody's book, like Mike's book, and then I come back here, I feel like my information that I receive may be influenced by what I already know. But it's been kind of cool, and I will read it someday, but it's been kind of cool because I'll go and get information and I come back and he goes, that's exactly what's in my book. And I'm like, that is so cool because I did not read your book. So I love that.
Jules pointing out that property taxes come off your federal taxes. The point is, you shouldn't be allowed to tax somebody's home property. Period. It's immoral. It's illegal. It's un-American, and it's not under constitutional law. So that was never the intent of the framers.
Well, and renting, the landlord owns the building, and if he is paying on a loan, that would probably be included in the SAR. But renting is basically like a personal agreement between two people and is not connected to the function of the central bank.
Right. So. David Murtos wants to know if his wife Jackie will be forced to take the shot at her job, and if so, will she be okay? No, she won't. Mike, have you followed Tether? Hi, Glenn. And the lawsuit against it for fraud? I have not, Mr. Claddock. I have not. How are you feeling, by the way? It's good to hear from you again. You've been scarce through here for a while on this show. Will Colorado turn red officially?
The majority of Colorado is red, so what I see is basically a red state with a couple little blue blips on it. So it's basically already red now, and that's the truth from the Angels. So you ask me, everybody's asking me, is Trump going to win? Is Trump going to win? Yes. Well, the truth from the Angels is yes. And we didn't ask, well, are they going to steal it? We didn't ask that. Right. It will someday come out, yes, that it is red. We will get all that information.
David Murtos, when, not if Smessaert kicks in, will we get compensated for our parents' and grandparents' debts? I don't believe so. It's only what's in your name. What is in your name, you will be compensated on.
Yeah, because how far back do you go
then? Mel Mack, I would ask this question if I understood it. Is Bigfoot the main reason for the missing 411? I don't know. No. Still want to know if the Angels like rock and roll. Buck Fiden would like to know if the Angels like rock and roll music. They probably don't get a lot of that up there. They probably get
nothing with satanic subliminal messages in it. Which is they like lots of music. And a lot of times your Angels will give you a song, and go and listen to this song today, and you'll know. And this was the best thing. I asked Michael one time, I want a song. Could you? I was feeling down, and I'm like, could you pick a song for me to listen to? Because I was doing housework and I was listening to my little iPod thing. And I just said, so it'll be the next song. And no, it was my phone because I had that little. Anyway. And it was One Call Away. So go and listen to that one. One Call Away. Colin Firth or something, whatever his name is. I'm not really good at that. And it's just, I'm only one call away. It's just an awesome song, and if you ask them, they'll do that. And every time I hear that song, I pass it on to people. It's, and they're only one call away.
I heard from somebody else. I think it was my brother Dave through a dream he had that for 23 hours a day, the Angels sing in heaven, and then 1 hour a day you can play whatever music you want. Is that true? Angels spend a lot of time singing.
Okay, so what's true is it's always day in heaven. So somebody made that up. I don't know. I don't.
No. That's what I said. 23 hours a day they sing, and 1 hour a day you can play whatever song and whatever music you want.
I think there's certain parts of heaven where there is you could always hear singing. And for certain reasons, and it's not out of, hey, you're an angel, so you stand here and sing for 24 hours, 23 hours a day. It's out of pure joy that it resonates from them, and it's usually, I think it's called the clarions. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does Gabriel have a nice singing voice? Does he have a nice singing voice, Gabriel? Gabe, do you have a nice singing voice?
I do.
Is he a tenor? Is he a tenor, or is he a bass? Or what is
no, he's not a tenor.
He's not a tenor. Okay, all right.
They said Angel's singing is different.
Falsetto?
It's kind of resonating tones. I mean, and the tones mean something.
Yeah, interesting.
It means something. So it's like a language. If that makes any sense.
Diana Leyland, hey Jennifer, my Courtney decided to basically disown myself and her older sister. My concern is my grandkids. I don't know exactly what she's going through. Will she come around, and will my grandkids be okay?
This is because of the man that she's with, I believe, or whatever she's doing in her life, and she doesn't want to hear about it. So yeah, she's pretty much throwing a fit right now, and doesn't want your opinion about how she's living her life. So it's gonna be a few months, but she'll come around, because at some point in time she's gonna be like, I'm done with that and I need your help. So yeah.
Pfizer just acquired Arena Pharmaceutical. That means they now specialize in cardiac arrest meds, cancer, and inflammatory. Yeah, Arena Pharmaceutical is a great company. They came up with a terrific weight loss drug called Belviq, which I do recommend you try if you're having issues with weight loss. So that's interesting. Yeah. And they make money off the side effects of their vax. Victoria says she knew Anne and Stan Rice. Well, that's a shame. Anne Rice was a very creative writer for a lot of years. Hadn't done much lately, though. Will there be compensation for those that lost their homes during the housing crisis? Yes. Again, every loan you had, you'll get compensated.
I think it's included in your birthright total, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it would have to be.
See, the birthright thing, I know Mike had talked about that before. I had heard that before, but I never heard that term. Gabriel gave me that. Because when I saw the check in meditation, and I didn't think we would get checks, I was like, what is this? And I said, who is this from? And he said, it's from the Federal Reserve as your birthright. And I was like, and that confused me so bad, it just popped me right out of meditation. I was like, what? That goes against everything I just said. I've been telling people that there wouldn't be checks. It didn't make any sense that there would be checks. And I was like, I think there'll be checks. And birthright is what he said.
Yeah.
So.
Which makes sense to me because of what I know about the financial structure. Hi, Jen. We are still making hospital payments on my husband's stroke last year. What will that bill be forgiven as part of Smessaert, I guess you're asking. So,
humanitarian projects, yes, that will be included in one of them, but it may take a little while to set that up. So one of the humanitarian projects would to be get rid of all these terrible medical bills from a medical association has been charging too much for the people. So there will be a phase where we go through all that, but I do think connected to Smessaert, there will be humanitarian projects like that
you'll probably apply to some foundation or project that will be made public for, restitution of medical bills. So yeah.
Well, it's weird because it's.
In fact, I know. In fact, I do know of one of these that exists that formed almost 8 or 10 years ago, but just hasn't got their money yet because the.
But it's not something like it's going to be. Oh, maybe I'll be accepted, and there's 100 million people waiting in line. This is actually like a separate section of this whole deal, where they're saying, okay, we're going to put this much money into this, getting rid of all these drowning medical bills for people who are just trying to get well and we're charged too much anyway. And we're going to pay them off. And so I think it is connected to the government somehow. So it wouldn't be like a private organization. So it's different. Anyway, but yeah, there will be some kind of relief. I'm not sure when that's coming.
Jen, were Amy Coney Barrett's children acquired through nefarious means?
Let's put that in the meditation. I don't know. I don't want to just like off the cuff say that. I want to just like go into meditation, be able to focus on that one.
Game of Thrones was awesome. Anything that had that cute little Emilia Clarke naked on a regular basis was a great show.
Where'd she get the kids? All right, that's on the list.
Jen, can you ask the angels if AOC will ever shut her mouth? Only if her new boyfriend put something in it to shut her up. Her new boyfriend. I'm going to straighten her out. She's my girlfriend. I'm letting you know. Jen, my employer hasn't mandated this for employment. But we did get word that the unvaccinated will no longer be eligible for next year's profit sharing. Will that be overturned? Good question.
What's going to happen with all of this is that when we have this flip over, they're going to come out and they're going to, yes, this feels really good. This is it. So they're going to come out and they're going to say, you're not allowed to discriminate for race, for, sex, for anything, and especially not for vaccination status. And anybody who's doing that is breaking the law, and it's all just going to dissipate, right? That's what's going to happen.
Sather says they want to pass a law that you can't vote unless you're vaxxed. Yes, they do want to do that. Whether they will be able to get away with that is another question.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that's what's coming.
That's like our number one right in the Constitution to say you can't do it unless you're. See, this is what I'm talking about. That's what's going to happen. They're going to come out and say, this is our new Constitution or the old Constitution or how it's supposed to be. Anything that is in violation of that, there's no more of this, Congress saying, well, yeah, but we're going to do this. And yeah, we're going to do that. Because a lot of these laws that are in violation of the Constitution, they're going to be nullified. Yep. So they're going to say, there's going to be serious penalties if you're an employer or you're an insurance agent or a company or you're whatever. And you're discriminating against somebody for not doing this. So that's what's going to happen. Because it was confusing before. Because I'm like, okay, over here they're doing this and that and this and that. Yes. That's what's going to happen.
Oh my God, this is hilarious. For some of the libtard Seahawks Twitter has been bragging about Pete Carroll yesterday saying, oh, we don't have anybody who's had COVID because we wear masks around here and we don't worry about individual freedom. That's bullshit. We only care about our community and we live in the best place on earth. And they're going on and on and on about how great the Seahawks are and how great it is to live in Washington State. And guess what? 2 of their best players just got put on the COVID-19 list. Tyler Lockett and Alex Collins, because they have COVID, even though they're fully vaxxed and wear masks everywhere. If that doesn't tell you what bullshit the vaccinations are, I don't know what does. That's fucking awesome. I can't wait to get on Twitter and start rubbing it in the faces of all those stupid people I dealt with yesterday on Twitter. All right. Mike, are spacesuits bulletproof for micrometeors? Why no micrometeors damage on the space station? There are micrometeors. They're very, very small that do penetrate, but the holes are so tiny that no leak actually results. When they say micrometeors, they mean micro. So it does happen. Liberty Justice. It's reported that Julian Assange had a stroke. Do you have a feel for it? Did he have a stroke? Did Assange actually have a stroke in jail, or is he not in jail?
He's here, first of all.
He's in America.
And no, he didn't have a stroke.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Liberty Justice.
Setting up for something else.
Marielle, will I get Social Security approved next month?
Not next month, no. Sorry. They're denying a lot of people right now for a lot of things. There's some kind of standstill stop that happens in January. So if you're waiting on something, it might not be the end. It might till the end of February.
Jen, will my girlfriend Wendy's dog Angel calm down and become a good dog? What's going on with him? With Angel?
Just young and needs proper training. Boundaries. I mean, all dogs calm down eventually, yeah.
Yeah, but
just needs training.
Just joining late, the first thing I hear is "fuck off" in the neck. Hey, yeah,
we do what we want around here, okay?
Yeah. Exactly. Okay. I thought it was F straight off. I think it was fuck all the way off.
It was all the way off.
All the way.
Not
off.
halfway off. All the way. That's funny. I'm gonna use that. Okay, if the situation ever arises, I'm using that.
Fuck you in the neck and fuck all the way off.
All the way off.
Yes. All the way off. Monika Petroczy, personal good news. Jen did a reading on my partner's 91-year-old dad. His property sold. He'll be able to live in a nicer nursing home. That is
good.
Nice. Hopefully, he'll stick around long enough that he can get into a med bed and have another 30 years or so. That would be great. Healthy 30 years. Oski wants to know if his wife is hiding any health problems from him that she's developed since getting the jabs.
I am not touching that. What's my wife hiding from me? They're not going to tell me that anyway. If somebody's hiding something, unless it's like your kids and they're in danger, or you're going to get screwed in some way. That's none of my business.
Debbie Judy, my friend Sherry has had surgery, is in lots of pain. Does she need a second opinion?
Yeah. So what we have a little bit of bleeding going on, and there's still a lot of inflammation, really red. She may have a little infection in there. I would go back and have it looked at.
Thanks, Jen, for the retirement answer. Marta Robinson, when will I be able to retire from my 9-to-5 job?
$6 months to a year is when you choose to retire.
Jen, my daughter Daisy's handshake. She's in her 20s. Is it serious? I worked with Maureen Ellsbury on Uncovering Aliens, and her hand shook like that because she was a blackout drunk. But
okay, we're talking about her daughter. Okay, I need more focus on that one. So maybe come for a medical intuitive reading. It's going to take me more time than a couple seconds till I move to the next question. I would have that looked at. It's definitely a nerve issue. Yeah, because of the nerves, it's not just her hands. So, yeah, you got to have that looked at.
If Mel K encounters Karma, is she Carmel? Mel K.
Stop it.
Mel K.
Stop it. She's a very nice lady.
She is a very nice lady. She just talks like a dude. Glenn Claddock. Jen, should I pursue my aircraft safety patent that I forgot about? Should he pursue it? Will there be some monetary benefit to him pursuing the patent that he had, or that he was trying to get?
Aircraft safety patent. If you can hold out a couple of years, do it then. I don't know why, but it'd be much easier.
In a couple of years. Maybe after the whole financial structure changes and things are a lot more
fair. It's a big, long rollout, cleanup, transition phase that we're going in, and I don't know how many years that is, but at some point in time, like they're going to clean up the medical, the media, they're just going to go from top to bottom on everything.
Mary Ferrani, Jen, my dog Jackson has a chronic autoimmune eye condition. His eye rims are inflamed and leaky. No cure per the vet specialist. Is there something you can help? Is this something you can help with if I purchase a healing?
Well, like I always say, I never say no, because I'm not going to limit God. So basically, I'm the lady who walks in and meditates, like walking into a dream. God's light is above. Jesus is right there. The angels all around a circle. The soul of the dog, soul of you walks in, and we do our work. And I have to love you too. I have to love your dog too, because it's important. So your love for your dog combined with my love for your dog, and me asking, both of us asking, I don't put limits on what God can do. So I always say it's worth a shot.
Also, some people that I got some CBD oil from a company called CBD Gurus. I know they're really overwhelmed right now. They're associated with that guy Mark Z. They've been on his show, and I got the full spectrum, the pet oil, and I know they're really overwhelmed right now with orders, but Barkley has really improved a lot, and it might work for that too. So Barkley has definitely, his back legs have improved. So
I've been giving I got CBD oil for pets, and I've been giving it to my older dog, and she's just, when she gets off the couch, she's really stiff, and she's had a lot of injuries because of the way, spindly little legs, she's a lab, but I give it to her in the morning, and I give her some at night, and a little cracker, and she is a lot better. I mean, a lot more mobile.
Mike, I will make another contribution. However, it's contingent on you changing your browser to Brave so you can bypass ads. Is it agreeable? No. Debate Phil Godlewski on the flat Earth. He invites people to debate. I don't really want to debate anybody. I'd be happy to have a discussion about the flat Earth.
Well, that leads to my deep thought.
And that leads to your deep thought. Well, what the heck? It's 11:17. It's 11:20. It's about time to wrap it up. Jen, let's have your deep thought for the day for Deep Thought Thursday.
All right, I'll try not to trail off too long on this because I like to do that. Human beings are always running around trying to figure out who's right and who's wrong. Black or white. Yes or no. And if we've learned anything lately, we know that probably have been lied to just about everything. All the information that we receive and come in contact with has been documented by a human being. And for many years, those who have the money to pay for that documentation could have influenced that information in a certain way to control the masses. So everything that we know as of now, unless it is personal experience, is theory. And so we should be patient with those who believe differently than us, patient with those who have a different theory than us, and stay open-minded. Because at this point in time, nobody really knows. Whatever it is, unless you can hold it in your hand, you can experience it for yourself, and you can test it out. As far as the Earth being flat, there are some very strong feelings about it one way or another. I remember when I was a child, tripped my parents out. It was kind of cool, but they were college educated people. I walked in, they were debating creation or evolution. And I walked in and I said, I was so frustrated because they were fighting over it. I thought they were fighting. And I didn't like that. And so I said, you're not looking far enough back. It's both. It didn't start here. And then I kind of snapped out of it and went, la la la. And I remember their faces are like, what? What just happened here? The problem is that everybody spends a lot of time accumulating information to support their theory. I could have a theory on something. I could accumulate information only to support that theory, possibly because someone paid me to come up with a full documentary on such a theory. But until such time, if all of that information has been held from us, we have to be patient with other people's theory and keep an open mind. And be okay. And something I learned as a psychic, you got to be okay with being wrong if you're looking for truth. But until such time as the suppressed information that's been withheld is released to the public, and we can look at it, and we can, and we know that, okay, well, maybe every document we've ever seen has been altered to support a certain narrative. We don't really know. Yep. So don't call anybody an idiot. Don't call anybody wrong. You can support your theory, address it as, I believe that what I have, I believe in this theory very strongly. But stay open to other people's points of view and stay open to new information that comes out. Otherwise, when it does come out, you may be really disappointed. And that's my deep thought for Thursday.
Okay. Debbie is telling me that Belvique has been recalled. I was not aware of that, and there is no reason for it. I used it with no side effects. I believe if it's been recalled because it's effective at helping people lose weight. So that's too bad. All right, guys, that's going to do it for Deep Thought Thursday. Jen, thank you. We're all going to be on the edge on pins and needles tomorrow for the 17th. I will be talking to you over the weekend. You have a great weekend yourself. Maybe we'll see you on tomorrow's show. I'll be back flying solo on Friday for a brief news update in the morning, and we will go from there. Everybody else, have a great Thursday. Enjoy yourself. I think there's Thursday Night Football tonight. Hopefully, all the players make it through healthy and happy, and there are no problems. All right, guys, we love you. Hang in there. And Jen and I will see you again on Monday. I will see you tomorrow on... I don't have a name for it now. It was Free Reading Friday. Now there's no news update Friday. It's really sad. All right, guys. Have a great one. Talk to you later.